Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share the first quarterly TBR with you. I'm gonna call this my winter TBR. It will cover the month of January, February and March, and we will discuss the books that I hope to be reading in those months. Now keep in mind that this is not necessarily a realistic TBR. It is just the amount of books I would need to read to finish all of my reading goals, and I do have 3 areas of reading goals. I have a priority TBR of 5 series I want to read in 2024. I have a priority TBR of 5 new authors I want to read in 2024, and then I have my physical TBR that I am aiming for a 0 TBR with. So those are the goals that I will combine to create this quarterly TBR. I will read other books beside this, and I will also probably not read all of these books. So let's start out with the priority TBRs, because these usually do get read in time. And we're starting out with the new to me authors. I put 2 of the books on the TBR for the first quarter. We have The Changeling by Victor Laval. This is a horror book that I'm very intrigued to read, and I will probably read this in February because I'm pretty sure that Victor Laval is a Black author, and I do not own the book yet. I will probably get the audiobook. And then the second one is Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin, which I probably will also read in February for the same reason. So I'm very intrigued by both of these. I don't really know a lot about them yet. I know that The Changeling is a horror story that has something to do with Fae, I think, or it sounds like a Fae story because changeling. And Go Tell It on the Mountain is a kind of modern classic that I think is a little bit autobiographical as well for James Baldwin. Again, I do not own this book yet. I had it on my Christmas and birthday wishlist, so maybe I will get it as a gift, or if I don't, I will buy it myself. Then for the series I want to read in the first quarter, we have the Southern Reach trilogy by Jeff Vandermeer. This is Annihilation, Authority and Acceptance all in a bind-up. So I'm very intrigued to read this one. This is a sci-fi series that I think also has some horror or like mystery elements to it, and I've been meaning to read this for quite a while. Now the cat is here, so things can happen. I hope nothing happens. So now moving on to my physical TBR books. First I'm gonna mention the fantasy books because this is my favorite genre, so these have the highest likelihood of being read. First we have Thorthery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I've already read a book by her, I really liked it, so I wanted to read another one. Then we have my book of shame, which is The God of Lost Words by A.J. Hackworth, the finale in this series, which I still have not read, but I hope to do it this year, finally, so we'll see. And then a book I have already started, but I'm only 30 pages in from last year, and that is All Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This is the conclusion to this duology. Then next let's do literary fiction, because this is like also one of my favorite genres. We have Gingerbread by Helen Oyeyemi. I read my first Helen Oyeyemi in 2023, really liked it, so I want to read more. I got this in the Secret Santa that I participated in. Then another gift is Afterlives by Abdulrazak Gurna. And this seems to be a Nobel Prize winner. I have no idea what to expect from this, but it looks intriguing. And then we have a German book, Die Unglückseligen by Thea Dorn. This was a gift as well. I have no idea what to expect from this, but it's very chunky, so far this has stayed on my TBR for a long time. Then we have one non-fiction, and that is Fearing the Black Body by Sabrina Strings. This is also a book that I will probably try to read in February. Then we have two classics. We have Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, which is the sequel to Alice in Wonderland. And I also have a copy of The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. So we'll see whether I will actually finally get to this one. I just picked it up in a little free library because I love the Disney movie. And then last but not least, I have 3 historical fiction books, which is a genre I actually like, but then never really get around to reading. So another book of shame on my TBR is Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I can't even tell you how long I've had this on my TBR since the Netflix show came out. Then we have a book I borrowed from my mom. This is the 3rd book in this kind of series. It is called Joyces by Noah Gordon, and I think this is set in like the 80s or 90s, so it's not that historical, but it is starting to be historical. And then lastly we have A Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead. This has something to do with planes, and I'm pretty sure it is a historical fiction. I picked this up in a library sale. I have heard mixed things, so we'll see about this one. So I always like it when the TBR fits perfectly into the card, but keep in mind that there is 2 more books that I do not own physically yet. But this is my very exciting TBR for the first quarter of the year. So let's see how well I can actually do with it, and I will update you on that for sure when March is over. Let me know which book you really want to read in the first quarter of the year, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye!